All right, we've got breaking news from Brent Reid and Michael Carianis. Kalyn Ponga has requested to change his allegiance to New Zealand. This is big. We've spoken about this the past couple of seasons. With the rule change now, he is able to apply for this, although he did play for Australia in the nines
in 2019,
a long ways back. So he has to request, Dave, because of that. Is that right?
Correct. This will go to the International Rugby League Board tomorrow, and it will be on their watch to determine whether they want to accept Kalyn's application to now represent the Kiwis. If they come up with a decision, there is a special committee, boys, that will be now formed for this newly introduced rule around eligibility, and it could be the committee that comes up with the call in coming days. It is not ratified yet, but certainly Kalyn, and I don't see why they won't ratify it, given they did so for AJ Brimson with England, that Kalyn wants to play for the Kiwis.
I'm glad it puts us out of our misery. Like 2 years ago, Kalyn Ponga pulled out of the Australian side and showed complete disrespect to Mal Meninga at the time. And in my thoughts at the time, he should have been stood down from Origin the next year. But the NRL let it, go through to the keeper. No big deal. I would have been shocked if he would have made the Australian side going forward because of what he did to Mal back then. So he obviously wants to play for New Zealand. Go and play for New Zealand. The question is, from an Origin perspective, do we all sit on where do we sit with the change of eligibility rules?
I'm absolutely fine with it, because ultimately the most important determining factor around this rule change remains the same. So long as you've been in the country since the age of 13, he
has every right now.
You've got every right to play. I'm not expecting an influx of Kiwi Polynesian players to start playing Origin. I think there'll be a handful. I think it's good for the game, and it's demographically where the game's gone.
It just shows, though, that Kalyn's wanted to do this for a very long time.
The first one.
He didn't want to wear that. I shouldn't say they can't speak for him, but the fact that incident happened, which we were quite harsh on, because we thought, what, he wants to play. He doesn't want to represent Australia. He wants to represent New Zealand. Good on him. He's got his chance now, so that's fine. What do you think, Gordy?
Well, my opinion will never change. If you don't want to play for Australia, the stepping stones are New South Wales and Queensland. So I'd rather play for Queensland and lose as Queensland without Kalyn in the side.
Yeah, so you clearly don't like the rule?
Hey,
You wouldn't want him. If Billy's sitting down picking his team next year, would you want him in the team?
Pick Reece Walsh. Pick Tabuai Fado. Pick someone that's going to go along and wants to play in the green and gold. And that's just my opinion. And they can shoot me down, but I'd rather lose as a Queenslander with people that want to go. And as long as I was born in this country, Queensland is part of Australia. Right? So you play for Queensland, you play against New South Wales.
He can still have passion for Queensland and also wear the jumper that his family,
but Gordy's saying
his family.
He's a traditionalist.
You know what? As a kid, I knew what jersey I wanted. As a kid. Ask him as a kid. I had a Queensland jersey and the Australian jersey. So go ask them when they're 9 and 10 playing.
You know what?
Don't ask them when there's money involved. No, don't ask when there's money involved. I'll tell you what you do. Take the 30,000 away from Queensland if you want to go play for another country. See whether they choose us.
He's giving me those scary eyes.
No, but then
I like the fact.
Do you like the new rules, though?
I'm fine with it.
Players can do this now, and it makes the
The thing I like most is, as an Australian, the thing I like most is the fact that Ponga's a great example, because 2 years ago he obviously didn't want to play for Australia, right? And he pulled out. At least now, every single person that pulls on that green and gold jersey, that's their first choice.
The problem is,
so we'll know who really wants to play for Australia, and there'll be no argument.
You know the rule changes? Was State of Origin broke? Is it broke?
No.
Is it the highest rating show?
Yes.
Is it our best product?
Yep.
So was it broke? So what are we trying to fix?
Because the rugby league demographic has changed, Gordy. We've had players here in Australia since the age of 13 that are eligible to represent the heritage of their family as well.
Yeah.
Right? And
there's got to be rules around it. You can't be jumping from
there are rules around it.
No. What around what? How many international teams you can play for? So if you are born in New Zealand and you've got a Samoan mother and an Australian father, you can play for 3 teams. So what's the cap on that? You can play for Samoa 1 year, New Zealand next year.
Tiered,
right?
You know it's tiered.
Because
but is it tiered now?
The tiers they're not there
because
anymore.
now the the Kiwis and the Englishmen can now play Origin if they're eligible.
So how would that look, though? You've got a player playing for 3 different countries within 3 years.
It's not going to happen, Braith. You know
But
that.
their option, okay. If you don't make the World Cup team, you can go and play for the other one,
Yep.
right? Then you make the World Cup the next year, you go play for the other one. Then you jump back. That's the. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it can happen, and it may happen. Like it's a possibility. We haven't. That's why I'm saying with the rules, I think you should only be able to switch countries once or maybe twice maximum.
Sure.
There's got to be a limit on that, or
Yep,
else
fair.
because there are a lot of players that are born here, other countries, grow up here, but have parents, different cultures, different. You know, it's.
Well, it's not like this is a beginning either, Dave. Like, it's not like I know there's more and more people that will qualify for this, but you think back even recently, Kieran Foran. Kieran Foran grew up in Sydney. He was eligible to play State of Origin, but he didn't because he chose the Kiwis first. He drew that line in the sand from the start of his career, Jerome Hughes, and he's come out and said, you know, he wouldn't change his mind even if he was eligible, you know what I mean?
Nathan Callis was one as well.
Yeah,
You know,
so it's not a new thing,
Yeah.
it's just a new change.